So I thought I would show how I deal with mistakes or mishaps in my sketchbook. Today I was drawing along using my dip pen and some Speedball Super Black India ink that's waterproof. So I did the drawing. Well, first I had sketched in a watercolor pencil lightly where I was going to do the dip pen. And then I did the dip pen. And then after the dip pen was dry, or so I thought, I used a water brush to smear over where I had done the, no, like this, where I had done the watercolor pencil, so I could kind of remove some of those watercolor pencil lines. And I didn't realize that this little blob of ink was not completely dry. So I don't know if you can see this, but here, look, see, it's smeared nicely right there. So, since some people have recently asked me, what do I do in these cases? I thought I would just show you. Well, the first thing is to not freak out. And the second thing is to just let it dry. Just let it be for a little bit, and then make sure that it really is dry. And it seems like it really, really, really is now. And so, mistakes are normal. They happen. And it's just how we respond, how we deal with it, that matters. And so I'm going to have several different options here. Well, one, I could just tear the page out of my sketchbook, and that's that. I could glue something over this, start a new page. That's that. Or I could use my Dr. PH Martin's Bleed Proof white and white out the smeared part. So that's a fix-it option. I could glue something over that. Do the lettering again on another piece of paper and glue over that. So that's yet again another option. So multiple options there, but there's also the option of I can use gouache paints and cover over. And since I loosely intend to do some color on the rest of the piece, I'm going to go that route. So I've got a fancy little palette here. It's a leftover plastic lid from some yogurt. And I've got the whole bean artist gouache and a Naples yellow here. I'm going to squeeze out a tiny bit. And I've got moss green here. Going to squeeze out some of that. And gouache is an opaque watercolor, so it will go on more thickly than watercolor would. Here's a zinc white. And so I'm going to squeeze out a little bit of that. Okay. Now I'm thinking about the words I've got is go, go. Well, green is usually the color for go. And so I'm going to, take my another watercolor brush and just dip it lightly in the paint, and just start filling in I'm not going to worry about being too careful right now because I want to show you the idea here, and I'll come back off camera and be a little more careful. But I want you to just get the idea of making repairs. Because that's, I think, 95% of being an artist is knowing how to fix things. Not panicking is step number one. Just being okay with the uncertainty. Is this going to work? I don't know. But I'm going to try. And that's the resource we have of each other. We can try together and fix things. So you can see this is already beginning to cover up some of that smeary, at least give it some color. Okay, I'm going to kind of clean off my water brush. I like these water brushes because that way I don't have to go all the way out to the sink and clean up a brush. Squeezing this a little bit and getting it to... All right. Now my paper, I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of an off-white. And so I'm going to try to do kind of an off-white, but I want to make go lines, sort of motion lines, you know, to go with the go-go, you know, because the snail. And it goes fast, yeah, haha. So I'm going to turn this to the side and get a little bit of the yellow and a little bit of the white. Need a little test piece of paper. All right, let's see what color I've mixed here. I don't know, is that too light? Yeah, maybe that's a little better. Okay. So I'm going to try to not get my hand in that again. And I might just do some just yellow there. So I'm deciding to just go with the just yellow because the and so yeah, this is, whoops, I'm doing another oops there. But right now, just not going to freak, just going to let it dry, and then I'll fix that. So that's what it's continually, I mean, that's just the life of an artist. You just keep fixing things. You know, you do a little, fix a little, do a little, fix a little. And in that way, I really think it's a lot like life. Do a little, fix a little, do a little, fix a little, do a little, fix. And the best we can hope for is got some people helping us fix. When you have other people helping you, that's priceless. I learned a lot of these from these techniques of fixing things from other artists. Okay, so I'm just kind of, and I will come back after that dries, and I will do probably some more with the white and get it to look more like lines going this way. And then, of course, I will do the painting of the rest of it. But perhaps that's giving you enough of an idea of how I might repair something. I hope so.